They notice your legs, and what they said next will shock you. My beloved child, before this day comes to an end, there is something you were never supposed to ignore. Today, someone noticed your legs, but it was never about appearance alone. It was about the journey they silently revealed. They looked at you for only a moment, yet that single glance awakened a conversation they never expected to have. One person whispered, "There is something different about them." Another answered with complete certainty, "No, they're walking towards something much bigger than they even realize." The room suddenly became quieter than before. Faces changed. Eyes followed you even after you were gone. Don't skip, because every second of this message uncovers another hidden truth. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What happened next was so unexpected that nobody present could explain why the atmosphere shifted the instant you walked away. Someone who had never spoken about you before suddenly began asking questions, trying to understand why your presence left such a lasting impression. They could not explain it with logic, because the feeling came from somewhere much deeper. What they noticed was not confidence, not style, and not luck. They sensed quiet determination, invisible resilience, and a future that seemed to be moving toward you much faster than anyone imagined. The strange part is that they all reached the same conclusion without speaking to each other first. That is why today's moment was unlike any ordinary encounter. Something even more surprising happened after those words were spoken. Hours later, the same people found themselves thinking about you again for reasons they could not understand. Your image kept returning to their minds as if an unfinished story refused to let them move on. One person admitted they had underestimated you from the very beginning. Another confessed they suddenly felt inspired to change something in their own life after seeing you. The conversation grew deeper with every passing minute until someone quietly asked a question that froze everyone in place. What if this person is about to experience something that none of us can see yet? No one answered immediately because every face in the room carried the same expression of curiosity. Stay till the end, because the next revelation connects everything together in a way nobody expected. Don't skip. There are moments in life when ordinary details become extraordinary signs, and this was one of them. They realized your steady walk reflected someone who had survived silent battles without asking for recognition. They noticed patience where others expected frustration. They noticed calm where others expected fear. Most importantly, they noticed hope where many people would have already given up. That realization completely transformed the way they spoke about you, and before the conversation ended, one final sentence changed everything. Someone quietly said, "The next chapter of this person's life will surprise everyone." Now listen carefully, because this is where the hidden truth begins to unfold. After everyone left, one individual could not stop replaying the entire encounter. They remembered your expression, your confidence, your calm pace, and the unusual feeling that surrounded the moment. They realized they had witnessed something they had almost overlooked. It was not about what they first noticed, it was about what they finally understood. Your journey has been preparing you for opportunities that many people cannot recognize until they are already happening. That is why unexpected respect has started growing around you without your knowledge. People who once overlooked you are beginning to see your value through completely different eyes. They are slowly realizing that your greatest strength has never been loud words or constant attention. It has always been your ability to keep moving forward when others expected you to stop. Don't skip, because the next part reveals what one unexpected person decided to do immediately after speaking those shocking words. That decision has already started creating a chain of events that is moving closer to you with every passing moment. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you, and what happens next will make today's conversation seem like only the beginning. A few hours later, the story took a turn that nobody in that conversation expected. The person who had spoken those unforgettable words could not let the moment go. They kept replaying every detail, wondering why they had felt such certainty after seeing you. It made no sense to them, yet the feeling only became stronger. They finally admitted, "There is something about this person that we completely missed before." The others nodded without hesitation because they had been thinking the very same thing. Don't skip, because what happened next connected every strange moment from earlier in the day. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. One unexpected decision was made that very evening. Someone who had never planned to reach out suddenly wanted to know more about you. Not because they were curious about your past, but because they believed your future was about to change in a way that would surprise everyone watching from a distance. That quiet realization spread faster than anyone imagined. The conversation became even more surprising when someone revealed something they had never shared before. They confessed that the first time they noticed you, they had already sensed unusual determination in the way you carried yourself. At the time, they ignored the feeling. Now they realized they should have trusted it. Another person quietly added, "People like this don't stay unnoticed forever." The room fell silent again. Nobody laughed. Nobody argued. Every person simply reflected on how quickly their opinion had changed. Don't skip, because this is only the beginning of what they are about to discover. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They started remembering moments when you kept moving forward while others stopped believing in themselves. They remembered how calm you remained when situations became uncertain. Piece by piece, the picture became clearer until one person finally said, "We're witnessing the beginning of something that will surprise us all." At that moment, every doubt disappeared, replaced by quiet respect that continued to grow with every passing minute. Before the night ended, one final event changed everything again. Someone unexpectedly crossed paths with another person who also knew you, and without planning it, your name entered an entirely different conversation. What shocked them most was that the description matched perfectly. Different people, different places, yet the same conclusion. They all believed you were moving toward a chapter that would leave many people speechless. Don't skip, because the next revelation explains why these unexpected conversations are happening now instead of months from now. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The truth is closer than you think, and someone is already preparing to take a step that could completely change the direction of this unfolding story. They have not made that move yet, but the decision is no longer a question of if, it has become a question of when. And when that moment finally arrives, the shocking words spoken today will suddenly make perfect sense in a way nobody could have imagined. A new day brought an even stranger discovery. The conversations about you did not disappear overnight, they quietly grew stronger. Someone who had barely paid attention before suddenly found themselves watching from a distance, trying to understand why your presence left such a lasting impression. They remembered the exact moment they first noticed your steady walk, and this time they realized they had overlooked the most important detail. It was never about appearance. It was the confidence of someone who had already overcome challenges nobody else could see. Don't skip, because the next few moments reveal why this realization is changing everything behind the scenes. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. One person finally admitted, "I think we've been looking at this person the wrong way all along." Those words spread through the room like a ripple, and for the first time, nobody tried to disagree. Instead, they began sharing memories that suddenly seemed far more meaningful than they had ever imagined. As those stories unfolded, an unexpected pattern became impossible to ignore. Every person remembered a different moment, yet each memory carried the same feeling. They recalled your patience when others rushed. They remembered your calm when situations became uncertain. They noticed that you never needed attention to leave an unforgettable impression. That realization surprised them more than anything else. One voice quietly said, "Some people don't announce that their life is changing, you only recognize it when it's already happening." The room became completely silent. Don't skip, because what happened after that sentence made everyone look at each other in disbelief. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Someone reached into their phone, searching for an old message connected to you. When they found it, they stared at the screen without speaking. Suddenly, several small moments from the past fit together like pieces of a puzzle. What had once seemed ordinary now looked like preparation for something extraordinary, and nobody could explain why the timing felt so perfect. Before everyone went their separate ways, one final conversation left them speechless. A person who had remained quiet the entire time finally stood up and said, "We're all focused on what we noticed. But I think the biggest surprise hasn't happened yet." Every eye turned toward them. They continued, "The real story begins when someone decides to act on what they discovered today." Those words lingered long after the room became empty. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals who that unexpected person is and why their decision could completely transform the direction of this story. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. At this very moment, a choice is being made that you know nothing about, yet its impact is already moving closer with every passing hour. When the truth finally comes to light, everyone who heard those shocking words will realize they witnessed the beginning of a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Everything became even more unexpected the following day. The people who had been talking about you thought the feeling would disappear with time, but it only became stronger. One of them finally decided to look back at every moment they could remember, searching for the reason your presence stayed in their mind. The answer surprised them. It was not one single moment that stood out, it was the consistency. Every memory carried the same quiet strength, the same steady confidence, the same feeling that you were moving towards something extraordinary without needing anyone's approval. Don't skip, because what happened next changed the direction of every conversation. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Someone who had remained silent until now finally admitted, "I don't think we've seen the best part of this person's story yet." Those words instantly shifted the mood. Suddenly, everyone realized they might be witnessing the beginning of something much greater than they had imagined. As the discussion continued, another unexpected discovery came to light. Someone remembered a small detail from weeks earlier that had seemed completely unimportant at the time. Now, that forgotten moment connected perfectly with everything they had noticed recently. It was as though invisible pieces had been falling into place one after another. The more they talked, the clearer the picture became. One person quietly smiled and said, "Sometimes the biggest transformations happen so gradually that nobody notices until it's impossible to ignore." The room fell silent once again. Don't skip, because the next revelation explains why your story has been unfolding exactly this way. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They began to understand that every challenge you had faced had been shaping your confidence instead of weakening it. Every setback had quietly become preparation for something remarkable. That realization filled the room with a sense of anticipation, because they could all feel that an important moment was drawing closer with every passing hour. Just before everyone left, an unexpected message arrived. No one had been waiting for it, yet its timing felt almost impossible to ignore. The person who received it read only a few lines before looking up in complete disbelief. Without saying much, they quietly whispered, "This confirms everything we've been talking about." Every eye turned toward them, waiting for an explanation, but they simply smiled and said, "You'll understand very soon. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals what was written in that message and why it has the power to change everything people believed about you. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you." The truth is no longer hidden in distant possibilities, it is moving closer than ever before. What began with one unexpected observation has now become a chain of events that nobody can stop, and the next revelation will leave even the most doubtful person completely speechless. My beloved child. The message that arrived did not contain many words, yet its meaning was impossible to ignore. The person reading it became completely still. Everyone around them noticed the sudden change in their expression. They slowly looked up and said, "Now I understand why we couldn't stop talking about this." Nobody interrupted. Nobody even moved. The silence itself became part of the mystery. Don't skip, because the truth hidden inside that message was unlike anything they expected. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The message spoke about a moment that was approaching much sooner than anyone believed. It suggested that people often recognize greatness only after it has already begun to unfold. Suddenly, every strange conversation, every unexpected glance, and every unforgettable impression started connecting like pieces of a puzzle. What once seemed random no longer felt random at all. It felt as though everything had been leading to this exact moment. One by one, the people who had doubted you began changing the way they spoke about you. They remembered how quickly they had formed opinions without truly understanding your journey. Now those same people admitted they had been completely mistaken. One voice quietly said, "Real strength doesn't demand attention. It reveals itself when the time is right." Those words echoed through the room, leaving everyone deep in thought. Don't skip, because the next discovery explains why your story is becoming impossible to ignore. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. Someone opened an old notebook filled with forgotten plans and unfinished ideas. Hidden between the pages was a note mentioning a future opportunity connected to someone with the exact qualities they had just described. Nobody claimed it was a coincidence anymore. The timing felt too perfect. The more they looked back, the more they realized that every small detail had quietly been pointing toward the same conclusion. Something remarkable was drawing closer, and for the first time, everyone could feel it. As the evening came to an end, one final surprise changed the atmosphere once again. A person who had remained completely silent throughout every conversation finally spoke with complete confidence. They said, "The shocking words we heard at the beginning were never the biggest revelation. They were only the first clue." Every face turned toward them, waiting for what would come next. They continued, "The real surprise begins when the person at the center of this story discovers what has already been set in motion." The room became completely silent. Don't skip, because the next chapter reveals the hidden step that has already been taken behind the scenes without your knowledge. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The journey that started with one unexpected observation is now reaching the point where nothing will remain ordinary. The next revelation will finally expose why so many paths have been quietly leading toward you all along, and once that hidden truth is revealed, nobody will ever look at this story the same way again. My beloved child, what had been hidden for so long could no longer remain unnoticed. The quiet conversations, the unexpected glances, and the surprising words spoken about you had all been leading toward one final realization. The person who had stayed silent until now finally gathered everyone together and revealed what they had discovered. They said, "It was never about what first caught our attention. It was about what that moment revealed." Instantly, every conversation from the past few days made perfect sense. Don't skip, because the final truth is closer than ever. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. They explained that the confidence you carried without seeking approval had inspired people in ways they never admitted out loud. While others searched for attention, you kept moving forward with quiet determination. That silent strength became impossible to ignore. The shocking words spoken at the beginning of this story were only the doorway to a much bigger discovery, one that nobody expected when this journey first began. As they continued speaking, every person in the room realized they had experienced the same feeling without discussing it beforehand. Each of them had noticed a different detail, yet they all arrived at the same conclusion. You had unknowingly become a reminder that perseverance always leaves a mark. One person confessed they had completely changed the goals they were chasing after thinking about your example. Another admitted they had stopped judging people by first impressions because of what they had learned through this experience. Don't skip, because the final piece of the puzzle changes everything. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The greatest surprise was not that people noticed you. It was that your quiet journey had already begun influencing lives you knew nothing about. Without speaking loudly or demanding recognition, you had left an unforgettable impression that continued growing long after you had walked away. That realization filled the room with respect that could no longer be hidden. Before everyone left, one final sentence brought the entire story together. The same person who had spoken those unforgettable words at the beginning smiled and quietly said, "One day, they'll look back at this moment and realize this was where everything changed." No one argued. No one questioned it. Deep inside, they all believed it. Don't skip, because even though this chapter is ending, your story is only beginning. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. The conversations that started with a single observation have now become a lasting reminder that true character is recognized long before success becomes visible. One unexpected moment turned into a chain of discoveries, and every step revealed a deeper truth than the last. The next chapter of your journey has already started unfolding, and when its full picture finally comes into view, everyone who once doubted will remember the day they noticed something already.